Good morning, my dear students in grade 4. Our lesson today is Module 3, Song Part 2. Open your student's book, page 31, and your workbook, page 30. Let's get started.
رؤية المدرسة، إعداد فتيات متعلمات مبدعات قادرات على بناء مجتمع واع متحضر محافظة على أخلاقه وقيمه ومستخدمة للتكنولوجيا الحديثة.
The school vision, to prepare creative, well-educated students who are able to establish civilized, aware, reserved society, stick to the authentic morals and values, in addition to using the modern technology.
The value of the week is loyalty. Someone who is loyal is reliable and always true. It means a devotion and faithfulness to our religion, country, group, or person. A loyal friend is a person who stands by her or his friend's side through good and bad times. We have all to be loyal. Objectives of our lesson today is to learn new phrases. Number 2, to talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking. Number 3, write sentences in the affirmative and the negative forms of present progressive. What do you like to do in your free time? I like reading. What about you? I always play on the swings on Fridays. Play on the swings. Play on the swings. Sail a boat. Sail a boat. It is windy today. Let's sail a boat. Throw a ball. He is throwing the ball to his friend. Hit the ball. He is hitting the ball. Feed the ducks. I always feed the ducks at Spire Park.
Look! Look, Claire is playing on the swings. She isn't feeding the ducks. Frank and his dad are sailing a boat. They aren't reading a book now.
Now we want to find more examples of ing structures in the song. Let's read. Let's go to the park. Let's play with Anna. Look, she is feeding the ducks. Here is ing structure. She is feeding. And she's eating some cake. She is eating. Let's go to the park and play with our friends. Let's play with Frank. He's by the river with his dad. They're sailing. Here is ing structure. Also in the third verse, she's playing on the swings. In the third verse, there is ing structure. And look at the fourth verse. He's playing baseball with ball. And look, Jamie isn't throwing the ball. Underline these ing structures, please. We use the present progressive to talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking. For example, you can say, I am eating now. They are sleeping now. We are playing at the moment. He is watching TV now. So when we want to talk about something, action that is happening at the moment, we use the present progressive. We form the present progressive with the verb to be and by adding the ending ing to the main verb. Here are some examples for the present progressive. She is feeding the ducks. As you notice here, we use verb to be is and we use the verb feed and add ing to the verb. Look at number 2. She's eating some cake. Also here, as you notice here, we use apostrophe S. This is verb to be. Apostrophe S stands for is, and we add the ending ing to the verb eat. They're sailing a boat. Also here, apostrophe RE stands for are. They're sailing. Here we add the ending ing to the verb. She's playing on the swings. Also here we use apostrophe S and we add the ending ing to the verb play. She's playing on the swings. She isn't reading a book. She isn't reading a book. Isn't stands for is not. Here is this sentence in the negative form, and we add the ending ing to the verb read. He's playing baseball with ball. Here we use apostrophe S. It stands for is, verb to be is, and we add the ending ing to the verb play. He's playing baseball with ball. Jamie isn't throwing the ball. Also here, isn't stands for is not in the negative form of verb to be, and throw, and we add ing to the verb throw. Throwing. Jamie isn't throwing the ball. He is hitting the ball. As you notice here also, we use apostrophe S. It stands for is, verb to be is, and we use add ing to the verb hit. He is hitting the ball. Now, my dear students, bring your notebooks and write some examples for the present progressive. Verbs ending in E, we drop the E before adding ing. In the present progressive, when we add the ending ing to verbs, if the verb ends in E, we drop the E and add ing. For example, the verb make. It will be making. As you notice here, we drop the E before adding ing. And also here in the verb bake, it will be baking. Here also we will drop the E before adding ing. And also verbs that end in a vowel plus consonant, we double the consonant before adding ing. For example, the verb run. It will be running. As you notice here, we double the N before adding ing. Also in the verb swim, it will be swimming. This verb ends in a vowel plus consonant. We double the consonant before adding ing. Now, open your student's book, page 31, activity 3. Spot the differences, then look and say. In picture 2, Kelly is feeding the fish. She isn't feeding the ducks. We want to do the same about the rest of the children. In picture 1, Kelly is feeding the ducks. In picture 2, Kelly isn't feeding the ducks. She is feeding the fish. Now look at Ken and Gary. Ken and Gary are playing baseball. Gary is throwing the ball, and Ken is hitting it. In picture 1, Ken and Gary are playing baseball. Gary is throwing the ball, and Ken is hitting it. In picture 2, Ken and Gary are playing baseball. Ken isn't hitting the ball, he's throwing it. In picture 2, Ken and Gary are playing baseball. Ken isn't hitting the ball, he's throwing it. Gary isn't catching the ball, he is hitting it. picture 1, Gemma is playing on the swings. In picture 2, Gemma isn't playing on the swings. She's reading a book. Now look at Gemma. In picture 1, she is playing on the swings. And in picture 2, she isn't playing on the swings. She is reading a book. Look at Penny. In picture 1, Penny is reading a book. In picture 2, Penny isn't reading a book. She is playing on the swings. In picture 1, Penny is reading a book. In picture 2, Penny isn't reading a book. She is playing on the swings. Now, my lovely students, open your workbook, page 30, activity 2. Look at the picture again and write. Alan and Ethan play the swings. They not play on the slide. Alan and Ethan are playing on the swings. Here we use verb to be are because Alan and Ethan, plural. Playing, we add ing to the verb on the swings. It's affirmative sentence. It's affirmative form. They aren't playing on the slide. They aren't playing on the slide. Here we use the negative form. We use verb to be plus not and add the ending ing to the verb. Now, please stop the video and write the sentences and then come back to check your answers. Look at the picture again and write. Number 1, Alan and Ethan are playing on the swings. Here we use the verb to be are with Alan and Ethan and we add the ending ing to the verb play. Alan and Ethan are playing on the swings. This is the affirmative form. They aren't playing on the slide. Here we use the negative form of the present progressive. They aren't, we use aren't. Aren't stands for are not, and we use the ending ing. We add the ending ing to the verb play. Number 2, Mr. Blue and his son sail a boat. Mr. Blue and his son will take the verb to be are because they are plural. Mr. Blue and his son are sailing. Here we will add the ending ing to the verb sail. Mr. Blue and his son are sailing a boat. They aren't fishing. Here we use the negative form of the present progressive. We use aren't. And we add the ending ing to the verb fish. They aren't fishing. And as you know that aren't stands for are not. Look at sentence number 3. Mr. Smith and Logan feed the ducks. Mr. Smith and Logan are feeding the ducks. As you notice here, we use the verb to be are and add the ending ing to the verb feed. They aren't reading. Here we use the negative form of the present progressive. They will take are. And in the negative, it will be aren't. Aren't stands for are not. They aren't reading. Look at number 4. Tom is hitting the ball. Tom will take the verb to be is because Tom is singular, he. Tom is hitting the ball. He isn't throwing the ball. We use isn't and we use the ending ing. We will add the ending ing to the verb throw. Number 5. Jim and Mason play basketball. They not play football. Jim and Mason will take the verb to be are, and we will add the ending ing to the verb play. Jim and Mason are playing basketball. They aren't playing football. We will use aren't, the verb to be aren't, in the negative form or in the present progressive. It will be aren't. Aren't stands for are not. They aren't playing football. And don't forget to add the ending ing to the verb. Please, my dear students, if you have any mistakes, please correct them. Write 2 sentences about this picture. I want one in the affirmative and one in the negative form. Please stop the video, write the sentences, then come back to check your answer. He isn't throwing the ball. Here we use the sentence in the negative form. And he is hitting it. He is hitting it. Here it's in the affirmative form. As you notice here, we double the last I in the verb hit. He is hitting the ball. Verbs which end in a vowel plus consonant, we double the consonant before adding ing. He is hitting it. He isn't throwing the ball. He is hitting it. Change into negative. They are sleeping. He is watching TV. I am playing on the swings. Please do this activity as homework in your notebooks. Don't forget to do it. Write 2 sentences in your notebooks about this picture. One in the affirmative form and one in the negative form. Write the sentences in your notebooks and then send me the answers.